This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Where we want to educate you about our market, empower you to make wise decisions, and help you engage with our expert contributors. Trace, I wanted to ask you a couple questions. You know, this time of year, people closed deals last year.
Correct.
And they're thinking, okay, now where's that thing I had, that piece of paper, give us a few tips for this year that we need to be thinking about going in 2019.
Yeah, every January, it's funny to see our phones just go crazy as people are starting to get ready for their tax appointment.
Yes.
And they're looking for their settlement statement or HUD-1 or RESPA, whatever you guys want to call it. There's many names, but it's very important to make sure that you have a copy of that if you sold in 2018
or bought.
Or bought, yes.
Right.
So if you don't have a copy of that, make sure to reach out to the agent that you worked with, the title company that you worked with, and gather that piece of paper because you're going to need it.
What about, I know you recommend people do this at least once a year, but now we've got a new year. Maybe we ought to look into what's happening with the title of our home. Maybe we ought to look at that every now and then, you think?
I personally, and being in the business for as long as I have, I personally think you should check what's going on in your property twice a year. Every 6 months. And obviously January is a good time to start. And what do I mean by that? Unfortunately, with the way the world works and the cyber fraud and just fraud itself, you never know what could be against your property. And it's really good to keep an eye on what's going on. So basically what we do is just a real quick search. And we say, you know what, everything's on the up and up. Or, hey, did you know you have a lien from, Velma down the street? She's mad at you for some reason. I don't know. But sometimes you just don't know. You saw that piece of mail come in and thought it was junk and you threw it away.
Right.
And not realizing it was a notice. And it happens.
Some of the things you're looking for, though, are like mechanics liens, which is if a contractor did work on your home and you didn't pay them, or they think you didn't pay them.
Or to pay the full amount.
Right.
That's a huge one. Like, I gave them what we agreed upon. However, if you have a contract for $1,000 and you gave them $500, and even though they said it was okay, don't be surprised if you see a lien on your home.
Right, and that's something you have to address. The other thing that happens is that out there, and this is what was happening about 18 months ago, there were people putting liens on properties. They were basically taking out mortgages on properties they didn't own.
Yikes. Right. Well, when you go back to what do you want to look for, definitely the liens, as Harvey was mentioning, but also who's in title.
Yeah.
Because that's what they end up forging, is especially if your house is free and clear or you have a very large equity position in your home. I don't know if it's because I'm in the business, but title insurance, I would absolutely, no matter what, get the extended policy.
Yeah, I tell my clients too when we're at that closing
no matter
table,
what.
And they have that option to say no.
It's only 10% more, right? Something like
Correct.
That.
Yeah. So if it's if it's $1,000, it's an
extra $100.
It's extra $100, and it's well worth it. And the additional amount you're covered for is exponential.
Things like a mechanics lien that shows up after the fact may or may not be covered by the insurance if you don't get that. So you need just pay the extra $100 and get that coverage. It makes a lot of sense.
Well, if you bought a house and they put a pull in the year before, and all of a sudden, so this is, prior, remember, effective date prior, and then a mechanics lien shows up if you, after the fact, but you have extended coverage, case by case scenario, it could be covered at that point.
It could be helpful.
Absolutely. So,
also, if you're, I know that we talked about this before, but if you're planning on putting the home into a trust, you want to get that extended coverage also because that covers the cost of transferring it. You still get coverage.
Anytime you change the title, the vesting, how you own the home, whether it's Tracy Rucha or the TR Trust. If I go to change it from Tracy Rucha, because I have to take a loan, so you can't take it in a trust.
That is
but now I'm going to put it in my trust after the fact. If I did that, I just negated my title insurance if I didn't have the additional coverage.
There you go.
This has been Las Vegas Real Estate Now. Thanks for listening. And remember to tune in every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. on 101.5 FM, 720 a.m. KDAWN.